Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Hannah if you're new here, and I had no intentions of filming myself this morning, but here we are because I just got flooded with notifications this morning from my library, and I had two library holds come in at the same time, which is always how it happens, right? I have 15 holds and 3 or 4 of them happen at the same time, which is bonkers. So I'm honestly feeling pretty good about it. But I wanted to start a vlog so I could stay committed and knocking those books out. So first of all, I'm in the middle of a book from the library already. So I've got 2.5 books to get through. It is Tuesday, June 4th at 8:30 in the morning. And so I am 50% of the way through This Could Be Us by Kennedy Ryan. I was kind of on the fence about whether or not I would continue reading Kennedy Ryan, but I've heard this book has so many good reviews, and I've enjoyed Kennedy Ryan in the past. I've given Kennedy Ryan 2 5 stars in the past, and then a couple of 3 stars in the past. So this, I don't want to say it's my last chance with this author, but I just think that her balance between romance and plot sometimes tips too far towards the soap opera plotline than the romantic stuff. But I do enjoy pretty much everything I read from her. Anyway, all that to say, I'm 50% of the way through this. I am enjoying it. I was really enjoying the plot for the first 40%, and then the last 10% is slowed down just a little bit, but we're gonna keep reading this. I also got the audiobook of The Emperor and the Endless Palace by Justinian Wang, and this was a cover by. This is part of our Fantasy Bingo Reading Challenge to judge a book by its cover. I thought this cover was stunning. I read the synopsis and it seemed like a sci-fi, romance, erotica, science fiction blend, and I'm into that. And this is a debut, and I kind of wanted to give some love to a debut author, and I just look at this. So, and this is actually a pretty short book. I think it's less than 300 pages. Yeah, less than 300 pages, so I feel like I can knock this out pretty quick. And then the other book I got from the library was another audiobook for Evocation by S. Gibson. This is a fantasy, and from what I remember from the synopsis, this guy, the main character, is in some sort of trouble, and the only one who can help him is his ex-boyfriend, but his ex-boyfriend is married to a woman, and so it's about the main character interacting with the wife and his ex. It's about the main character interacting with his ex and his ex's new wife, and some kind of fantasy dynamic happening, outside of that, but that's the character dynamic, and I'm kind of here for the mess. And I'm very interested to see how this weird trio plays out. I wasn't impressed by An Education in Malice by this author. It was good, but not great. A Dowry of Blood was fantastic. So this is the 3rd book by the author that I'm reading, and I'm excited about it. And also, this is only a 10-hour audiobook, which is pretty short, all things considered. So I feel like this work week, we can maybe knock these out. Just got back from my first of 2 half-hour lunch walks, and it is hot today. 82, sunny, but the humidity isn't terrible, so I gotta take hiccup now. But I've been listening. Let's do this. My lunch for the day. I mean, not this whole thing, obviously. There's the portion, a big heaping pile of vegetables and beans, essentially.
let me know if you're interested in this recipe. It's like a Greek salad with lots of additives. And I know it's like 85 degrees, but I really want some caffeine. So I'm gonna make this spiced chai black tea. It's called Chai Love from Tiesta Tea. I don't know. I like this. It's like a loose leaf tea. So I'm gonna make this even though it is so hot. All right, we've steeped. Just gonna take this guy out. Boop, boop, boop. Drip, drip, drip. And there we go.
It is Wednesday and I am packing my work bag. Last night I was able to complete This Could Be Us by Kennedy Ryan, and I liked this, but I didn't love it, which is exactly how I felt about Never Let Me Go, her previous book that I read. I don't know, I just really think that she spends so much time, it's a little, how do I say this? It's a little repetitive. The characters spend so much time denying their feelings for each other that it feels repetitive. And it's like, well, you obviously care about each other. So just like get together. And that was frustrating for me. Like, and that's kind of consistent with all of her books that I've read thus far. It's like, just be obsessed with you. Like, I prefer a dynamic where both people in the relationship like really desperately want to be with each other. And like, while I love like a he fell first, like he's obsessed with her, aloof lady MC dynamic, I just think it's just not always done to my personal taste. And I just think Kennedy Ryan spends so much time on other things that are related to the plot that, I don't know, I feel like the romance between the two characters actually suffers. I don't know. They're good. They're super good. But like, it lost me in the second half, because the first half was all the white collar crime stuff, which was super interesting and very juicy. And I kind of wish we kept that juicy energy throughout. It didn't really feel like a soap opera in the second half. And I kind of wish we would have stayed with that the whole time. I don't know. This was a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Like, this was good. But again, I'm like left with this feeling of like unsatisfaction and like, do I want to continue reading Kennedy Ryan if she's like kind of consistently 3.5 out of 5 stars? There are so many good books out there, and maybe not. I don't know. You'll have to let me know what you think. But it's about, I put my watch on upside down. Why didn't you tell me that this was upside down? I'm just kidding. It is 5 to 8. I've been up since 6:30. And so I have to head out to the office today, unfortunately. So I will start my second book either The Emperor and the Endless Palace or Evocation. I'm not quite sure what I'm in the mood for, but each of these audiobooks are only 10 hours, so they're both fairly short. So I'll see you later.
Very quickly, I will say, hold on one second. I was able to start The Emperor and the Endless Palace while I was at work. I think the writing is genuinely bad, and I'm not enjoying my time reading this. But I'm only like 20% in, so I'm gonna read it a little bit more while I take my dogs
who are screaming at me on their walkies. And I also had a really stressful drive home. The traffic was horrendous because of road construction, because of course it's warm, so therefore road construction. I'm gonna listen to more of this book and take my dogs on a walk, and hopefully after I do that and maybe have some dinner, I will like have regulated some of these emotions. Hi, jump scare. Good morning. Even after my attitude adjustment last night, there was no salvaging The Emperor and the Endless Palace for me personally. I pretty much hated my time reading it. There was a point in the middle where I was kind of invested in some of the plot lines happening, but 300 pages is just not enough time for me to care about 3 separate romance plot lines, and there was no romance development. The only connection these characters had was that they were fated to be together through time, and that was it. You couldn't convince me that they were meant to be or they should be together. It was very toxic. They didn't have a happily ever after. The writing was bad. I don't know if it was the way the narrators were presenting the text or what, if it was like the audiobook, but I really hated the writing too. So I'm giving this 2 stars. I don't think it was offensive or anything, but I just hated it. I hated my time reading it. Normally I would have DNF'd this book real fast, but it was short, so I decided to finish it. And now I've got my coffee in the shower, shower coffee. We're gonna get ready for the workday and start our last book for this vlog. I also just realized that all of these books I'm reading are 2024 releases, which, whoops, didn't mean for that to happen, but that's just how the cookie crumbles. Here is the fit. Office fit, high-waisted jeans of green, like faux turtleneck, but it's a tank top. What? And a sweater over the top to make it, not so scandalous. And a little necklace, and I gotta put all my rings back on, for my, my bling. Not that I wear a ton of bling. Hello. It is the end of my workday. I am home and my son is screaming at me. Would you like to tell them why you're upset? Don't burp on me. Do you hear the sass coming out of this boy? I must be petting him at all times. Anyway, today's Thursday, and I just don't feel like reading today, and I think that's okay. It doesn't make for a very interesting reading vlog, but hey ho. I think I'm just gonna take tonight off and just watch some trash TV. And part of me is desperate to watch the season 3 of Bridgerton, but we don't have a Netflix account anymore. We completely divested of all of our streaming services, and so I really want to do a 30-day trial of Netflix and binge watch some things, including Bridgerton, because I'm desperate for it. But we'll see. Probably won't happen tonight, and I'll wait until part 2 of season 3 comes out before I do that. Yeah. So we'll see. I think I'm just gonna chill, put my feet up, take my bra off, pet my dogs, heat up some leftovers. See? If I stop petting him, it's like the world is ending. Anyway, hopefully, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I will get to Evocation. I didn't even start the book.
It's in it nothing to do with the book. It's just I don't really feel like reading right now.
Hi, good morning. I got my period. Who's surprised? Not me. Because I was so mad the other day. That's why. And also snacky. Really wanted snacky. Okay, bye. Upon reflection, I still don't think my emotions impacted my enjoyment of The Emperor and the Endless Palace. Like, I was hating it for the entire time I was reading it. And I think the level of hate probably increased, but I really, really didn't like it. But it's Friday today. I'm co-working with my best friend. They are coming over soon, and it's about 7:30 this morning. And I don't really have an update because I didn't read last night. You know what I did? I watched reality TV from 2006. Because I don't know what is up with me, but like this last 6 months or so, I've been craving my childhood favorites, childhood comforts, and I've been kind of embracing that. So I've been doing a lot of like rereads of my problematic faves, and just having a blast. Like, even though I know some of these books are bad, I still just have a really fun time, like, making fun of it now as an adult, remembering my enjoyment of it as a child and like stuff like that. And so I was watching Project Runway, season 2. I watched the first season over the weekend, and now I'm on season 2, and I've seen the first 5 seasons of Project Runway multiple times, so none of this is a surprise. I don't know what it was about this show in particular, but this was like a comfort show for me when I was like 12. So that's what I did last night. I think I watched 4 or 5 episodes. It was so fun. It's so gossipy, but like the show is so old at this point, like it's not hurting anyone. You know, it's almost 20 years ago now when the show was airing, so like these people have moved on, and so I don't feel as guilty about consuming this reality TV because I feel like it's like not harming anyone in particular. Let me know what you think about that, but that's kind of how I feel about it. Come with me to the hardware store. We gotta buy dirt. I'll see if I do any vlogging in there. It's like something I'm very self-conscious about, but come along anyway. actually doing a reading update. I've been reading a tiny little bit. It's Sunday, first of all, so it's been a little bit. And I finally, over the course of the last couple of days, got 30% into Evocation by S.T. Gibson. I don't know if I actually gave this a plot summary, but this is about a man who is a lawyer slash occult practitioner, and he has always had good luck, and his name is David. And apparently 1,000 years ago, one of his ancestors made a deal with the devil to like bless his family, and now the devil is coming to collect the debt from David. And so David has to go to his ex best friend Reese and Reese's new wife Moira for help, who they are also part of like the occult secret society that he is a part of, or at least Reese is. And so this is kind of like weird urban fantasy, paranormal detective plot wise, and then the character dynamic is like there's like some old feelings lingering and like that get resurfaced from both parties. And I think Moira is like kind of weirdly fascinated by David. And so I think there's some kind of poly throuple situation gonna happen. At least that's where I think it's gonna lean, because it seems like both Moira and Reese are just like pulled in by David and are captivated by him. So I'm enjoying it. It's not that I haven't been enjoying the book, it's just I've just been doing other things, exploring other hobbies, reading. Just like took a little bit of a back burner the last couple of days. I was watching some TV, I did some gardening. I've been exercising more, which is great for my health. I just haven't been reading as much, which is, you know, both a good thing and a bad thing. Bad for the vlog, but here we are. So I'm enjoying it. Like there's not much to say. I feel like it barely, like all of that was all the first 25%. And so it's kind of like, where are we gonna go from here? So initial thoughts and feelings on this one. And I'm gonna go get a coffee and start editing. Got a lot to do today. Don't be alarmed. Don't be alarmed. But I buzzed my head. Yeah. I think everyone should buzz their head at least once in their life. It's actually something I've been thinking about doing for a while, just to see how I like it. It's growing on me. I don't think I'm glad I did it at least once in my life. But is this the look for me? I don't think so. I personally am just really self-conscious about my hairline. I've always had like these like, I don't know, triangles on either side of my head. And so like most of my haircuts are like trying to hide that. And I just decided, you know, screw it. I'm gonna embrace it. And we're not gonna hide anymore. And am I a little self-conscious? Yes. But it's forcing me to be brave and embrace what I actually look like. I can't hide my hairline. And I know it's probably something really stupid to be embarrassed about or self-conscious about, but you know, we are who we are. We're human beings, and you know, we are our own worst critics. But it feels really nice. I don't have to wash it as often. It takes 2 seconds to dry. I don't know. Especially, so imagine full face of makeup, buzz cut. I feel like that is like peak. Am I gonna do my makeup all the time? Probably not. But like, imagine a wing
wing liner, smoky eye. I think it would look good with this buzz cut. I did want to give a bit of a reading update. I am almost done with Evocation by S.T. Gibson, and I will say this, it started off a little slow for me, which is why there's like, you know, days and days and days of me reading the first 20%. So it's a little bit slow, but as we've progressed further, it's intriguing me more and more, and it really is about these three characters. Like, it's following all three of their points of view, and it's truly about the three of them. Like, there's not a ton of plot beyond that, and I'm okay with it. I think the dynamic between these three is juicy and decadent, and it is polyamorous, and I'm here for that. So I am having a good time. It's feeling like a 4-star, but I've got about an hour left of the audiobook, so I'm going to listen to that and maybe play a little Breath of the Wild, Legend of Zelda, and get used to my head not having any hair. You know what else would be really cute with this hair is if I dyed it like a fun color. I think I would like it even more if I bleached it and then dyed it pink. Remember when I had pink hair a couple years ago? I miss that. Maybe I'll do that again.
Hello everyone. It is the end of the vlog. The next day I'm here to do this final wrap-up clip. So what do we think? A little bit of makeup kind of makes the buzz cut okay. I like it better, but it's also the summertime, which means that all this makeup is just gonna like smear everywhere because I'm an oily eyelids kind of person. Anyway, I'm here to wrap up what we read in this video. I managed to complete the last 50% of This Could Be Us by Kennedy Ryan. I think Kennedy Ryan is a great author, but her romances are not necessarily for me, but I still think this is a good romance, and I gave this one a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Then I read The Emperor and the Endless Palace by Justinian Wang. I hated this, and I don't think it's worth your time. I'd say skip it. Maybe borrow it from the library and check it out if you are interested. And then I also completed Evocation by S.T. Gibson. This was polyamorous, this was queer, and it was ethically non-monogamous, not just like someone cheating on someone else. It was actually good, in my opinion, representation of polyamory, like ethically non-monogamous polyamory representation. I enjoyed this. I ended up giving this 4 stars. I'm kind of I kind of wish this story was wrapped up in a single volume. This is the first time I've read a series by S.T. Gibson, but I'm intrigued enough to maybe read the second book. And there's definitely more to explore here. These characters like just get into a relationship at the end of the book and like decide to be together. So there's more to explore in terms of the characters, as well as the fantasy plotline is not resolved really by the end of the book. So more to explore. I will maybe check out from the library the sequel when that comes out, but I had a good time with this, and I think if you're interested in fantasy romance, romantasy, urban fantasy, you might enjoy Evocation. So those are the 2024 releases I had for this vlog. Thank you so much for watching. I had a great time, even though some of these weren't exactly 5 stars. I still enjoyed my time, and hopefully I will see you in another video of mine very soon. Bye!